Ooh, Chimil, that might actually save us. Our Overlord comes online as well. Let's go. I think Chimil's going to save us. I'm calling it right now. Chimil, please. Go to end step. Yeah, Chimil activates first because I really hope we can find a board wipe. Yes. So board wipe, clear the board, get these trash creatures off the battlefield. And now our Overlord comes online. Opponent probably has a kill spell. I wouldn't put it past them. But they are running out of gas a little tiny bit. Yeah, it's another momentum breaker in the top quarter of their deck. It's a skill issue. I mean, I had 2 Overlords, so I can't complain too much. Beyond the Quiet, get these trash creatures out of here. You don't need them, buddy. And we find an Omanpath Journey. That is amazing. It is our end step right now, so we don't get the lands off it right away, but we still get to search for 5 lands, and we will just get all the ones that give us a ton of Surveil. I guess some Scry as well. So yeah, we just thinned our library out of 5 cards, so hopefully our next few draws will be pretty gas. Soulstone Sanctuary. We get to create our sliver tokens. I mean, do we go with Ugin, gain 3 life, and exile that one? I think we do, yeah. So here comes Ugin. Exile your Fierce Empath.
I grant you.
And then we definitely will gain 3 life. Find a land, which is really nice. We can name Horror. That's fine. And then I'm just going to hold these guys back to block. I don't think he has any hasty creatures. Chimil is an amazing pickup. And yeah, I think we got him. We were down to 1 HP. 1 HP in a dream. Opponent's still at 20, but they are a pretty aggressive deck, and we try and get into the long game. So I think we'll be good. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. Today, we are looking at a deck that I played a while ago. It was a Selesnya, so green-white, kind of Ugin control deck. Ugin, one of my favorite planeswalkers in Standard right now, and we actually got some pretty cool colorless cards from the new set, the Thrumming Hivepool for 6 mana. It creates 2 hasty 1/1 sliver tokens that have double strike every turn, which is really, really nice. And we also got the Endstone for 7 mana. This legendary artifact says whenever you play a land and whenever you cast a spell, you get to draw a card. So we will be drawing a ton of cards with this when we eventually can get him down. And it says at the beginning of your end step, your life total becomes half of your starting life total rounded up. And when I first read that, it was maybe a little bit smooth brain from me, but I was like, wait, every turn you half your life total. So from your starting life total, so you go 10, and then from that you go 5, and then from that 3. Like, that doesn't sound very good, but you need to think about it for a second. At the beginning of your end step, your life total becomes half of your starting life total, and your starting life total is 20. So every turn you basically have 10 life, and if the opponent damages you down to 5, 4, 3, 2, even if you're on 1 HP in a dream at your end step, you're back up to 10 life. And I mean, by the time that we get 7 mana down, hopefully to play the Endstone, hopefully we can have some other creatures that can block for us, like Sire of the 7 Deaths, another colorless card from the Foundation set. Flying, Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Lifelink, and he has Ward, pay 7 life. Of course, gaining 7 life won't do much for us because our life total will just go back down to 7, but still, Sire of the 7 Deaths, another really, really nice colorless card. And then, yeah, I'm splashing in 1 copy of Chimil. I love this card. 6 mana, colorless artifact. Spells we control can't be countered, which against the control matchup is amazing. And then at the beginning of our end step, every turn, discover 5. So reveal cards from the top of your library until you hit something of mana value 5 or less, and you can play it for free, or you can put it into your hand. So that's really nice. So we do have a bunch of colorless spells. With Ugin, of course, whenever we cast a spell, we get to exile something from the opponent. And yeah, that's kind of on the top end. We also have Patchwork Banner for 3 mana. This artifact enters and it can tap to add 1 mana of any color, and we get to choose a creature type. I think we're going to name Sliver, and then whenever one of those creatures are on the battlefield, they get +1/+1. So the Thrumming Hivepool will create 2/2/2. sliver tokens with double strike. So that's pretty nice as well. And then we have the Iron Crag for a little bit of ramp, and Ghost Vacuum for a little bit of graveyard hate. And again, these are colorless spells, so whenever we cast them with Ugin, we get to exile something from the opponent. Speaking of graveyard hate, there definitely are some, you know, cheesy graveyard decks out there, which can be quite frustrating. So Rest in Peace just completely shuts those decks down, which is really nice. And then, yeah, our whole game plan is to just ramp up and control the board. So we have Overlord of the Hauntwoods. He can add the Everywhere land token when we impend him for 3 mana. I know he's in the 5 mana slot, but we can impend him for 3 mana. That's probably what we'll be doing with him. And we have Omenpath Journey, one of my favorite enchantments. Card art looks amazing. And when this enchantment enters, you get to search your library for 5 land cards. It can be any type of land. You put them underneath Omenpath Journey, and then at our end step every turn, put one of those cards onto the battlefield. So you can see we're playing just a mess, a splash of a ton of lands that provide a ton of utility for us, mainly in the form of Surveil. So on our end step, hopefully we can put one of these lands from the Omenpath Journey onto the battlefield and Surveil. So we can really kind of curate what the top of our deck will look like. And if we need a removal spell, which we have quite a few of them, Get Lost for 2 mana can destroy a planeswalker or enchantment, as well as a creature, but we have a bunch of board wipes in the form of Pinnacle Starcage, new artifact that's basically the temporary lockdown. When this artifact enters, we exile all artifacts and creatures with mana value 2 or less. We have 2 copies of Day of Judgment, 4 mana, wipe the board. We have 2 copies of Beyond the Quiet, 5 mana, exile all creatures and spacecrafts, which is really nice. And 1 copy of Ultima, destroy all artifacts and creatures. This might be good against the Simulacrum Synthesizer deck because they can get out of control pretty quickly. So yeah, name of the game, control the board, ramp a little bit until we can get into our top-end payoffs in the form of Ugin, Sire of the 7 Deaths, and the Thrumming Hivepool, and hopefully the Endstone can help us draw cards and just always keep our life total at 10. So let's jump into some games, see how the deck does. All right, guys, opponent goes first. We do have a 3-lander, but our hand is just too expensive, so we do have to mulligan this. I will keep this one, and I guess we'll get rid of a Get Lost. Yeah, we can go Authority on turn. Yeah, it would have been nice to get the Hedge Maze, but we still get Authority of the Consuls on turn 2 just because it looks like they're mono-red aggro, fear of missing out, so maybe trying to do some graveyard stuff. Yeah, definitely trying to do some graveyard stuff, so I hope we can find our Rest in Peace pretty soon. Yeah, they're looking to Surveil, so might be a Una deck, but Una does need green. Overlord is pretty nice. That will actually give us 4 lands, so we'll start impending him right away, and then next turn we can go with Omanpath Journey. Omanpath Journey it up, and we will be pretty close to casting an Ugin, so that is quite nice. We also have a board wipe if need be, but we're not under a huge amount of pressure right now. Opponent just attacks us for 2. We can take 2 damage all day. And then Restless Cottage, really nice draw. So we'll get this one down. Get down Omenpath Journey. And we will get to take 5 lands out of our deck, which is really nice. So we'll take out Commercial District. And you can only take 1. You can't take like 2 basics, for instance, or 2 of the same basics. So we'll get down the Lush Portico, Meticulous Archives, and I guess the Underground Mortuary. Take those 5 lands. 2, 4. So we're up to 6. If we find an untapped land off the top, we will have Ugin. Opponent looking at our lands underneath. So yeah, here comes the Omenpath Journey. And our Overlord ticks down as well. Get to Surveil. We're looking for an untapped land. This one comes in tapped, so we don't need it. Definitely don't need a land because we have the Hedge Maze anyway, so that is guaranteed 7. And hey, even if we didn't have Hedge Maze, at the end of our next upkeep or end step, we would put land number 7 on the battlefield. So we are all good. Don't need any more lands. And again, opponent not really doing anything. We really need to find our fear of missing out. Yeah, they're going to zombify, so I think we might just have to clear the board unless we can find untapped land. We don't. Chimil is also a really nice find I just unfortunately don't think we can afford to keep it. We will keep a Sire of 7 deaths, so let's go ahead and clear the board. And then, I mean, we already know Sire of 7 deaths is on top, so this Surveil, not the most important, but, I mean, still nice for the ramp. We're up to 8 lands already, and yeah, here comes an Ugin. Rakdos joins up. That is pretty annoying, but, I mean, I'm not sure he can deal with an Ugin. Deals 4 damage, but we gain 1 life for that. Ugin going to go ahead and exile that Overlord. And then we are going to plus up. Ooh, Ghost Vacuum is amazing. So now anything that this guy tries to reanimate, we just say nope. So, yeah, we're not going to do it right now because he would be tapped then. So if they do throw something into the graveyard and try and reanimate it, we can take it on their turn, and we see another Sire of 7 deaths on top. I think we'll get down to Chimil, though. And yeah, this opponent is just completely locked out of the game. Very, very few answers in red and black for what is currently on the board right now. I mean, Ghost Vacuum kind of shuts down their whole plan. Ugin is a massive, massive problem for them. We have Overlord on the battlefield, and we have a Ghost Vacuum. So, fear of missing out comes in tapped. Thanks for the life gain. And yeah, he throws a summon Knights of the Round. We're going to go to the end step. And we are going to say thank you very much for this tasty creature right here. You don't need it in your graveyard. That's for sure. And I mean, yeah, Sire of 7 deaths, really, really nice option. He does have a few kill spells, but he would have to pay 7 life to do that. I think I would get down Chimil, though, because then every turn we get to basically discover 5. So that would just be too much value for the opponent. Just stuck with 2 cards in hand. Can't use the graveyard anymore, so GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first, but we do have 3 lands into 2 Overlords, and we do have some get loss available to us, so I think I will keep it. Got some Surveil action. Do we keep the Iron Crag? I don't think we need it. I think we can look for some other things in our deck. I think the opponent might be the, I was going to say the Sephiroth deck, but I think we can afford to get rid of 1 get lost. That might be a little bit risky. Oh, it's the Nurturing Pixie. This might be one of my least favorite cards. I hate it more than the Simulacrum Synthesizer, more than the Chocobo, which also grinds my gears, but that Pixie just does something to me. No, I think we can beat this opponent. I know for sure he has quite a few, like, sacrifice. We don't need a 4th land drop. So, I don't know if our Overlords will survive, but if we can work our way up to the Thrumming Hivepool and Ugin, I think they might struggle to deal with that. Yeah, the Momentum Breaker, that's the card I was thinking of. I will get rid of a Day of Judgment. I know that might sound pretty crazy, but yeah, we can get the Overlord down, start impending him, and the Restless Prairie. That is 5 mana, so we can play the Overlord next turn. Of course, we might get hit with a double discard right now. He even shocks that one in, so he really wants 4 mana this turn. It's for the Cosmogrand Zenith. And is it a 1 mana Pixie? No, it's not. So he's not double spelling. That's pretty nice. Another one on top. Does he keep it? It looks like it. Rest in Peace, also a nice draw. I don't think he does too much with his graveyard, though. So I will get the Overlord down. I know for sure he probably has another Momentum Breaker. But, hey, we'll still play it out. I guess I could have maybe held on to that land. But now, I mean, we do have 7 mana available. You may return. So yeah, he's going to return the Momentum Breaker. That's 2 mana. You control, yeah. So he's going to return the Momentum Breaker. So yeah, they just kind of try and loop this card. And yeah, they just play a bunch of cheap creatures. Ay, man. This deck is so insanely frustrating. And yeah, now I really want to beat them. Hope we can find a board wipe. I mean, we did get rid of one of them. I didn't know that they were playing the Cosmogrand Zenith in their deck. Don't know what this opponent's waiting for. There we go. Get lost. Not necessarily what we want, but we will play a Rest in Peace just to get rid of the graveyard. Again, I don't know what they do with their graveyard. All right, next turn we will have the Overlord online. That creature gets a +1. Three mana to play the Zenith, and then do they have a 1 mana spell? I will get rid of this card right now. Don't want to be taking that much damage. So we're taking 5. Ooh, Chimil. That might actually save us. Our Overlord comes online as well. Let's go. I think Chimil's going to save us. I'm calling it right now. Chimil, please. Go to end step. Yeah, Chimil activates first because I really hope we can find a board wipe. Yes. So board wipe, clear the board, get these trash creatures off the battlefield. And now our Overlord comes online. Opponent probably has a kill spell. I wouldn't put it past them. But they are running out of gas a little tiny bit. Yeah, it's another momentum breaker in the top quarter of their deck. It's a skill issue. I mean, I had 2 Overlords, so I can't complain too much. Beyond the Quiet, get these trash creatures out of here. You don't need them, buddy. And we find an Omenpath Journey. That is amazing. It is our end step right now, so we don't get the lands off it right away, but we still get to search for 5 lands, and we will just get all the ones that give us a ton of Surveil. I guess some Scry as well. So yeah, we just thinned our library out of 5 cards, so hopefully our next few draws will be pretty gas. The Nurturing Pixie, you can go ahead and bounce something, but I mean, when we find an Ugin, if you can find the Thrumming Hivepool as well, that will help out quite a bit. And yeah, you're just going to crack all of those right now. Okay, so he is keeping that Chocobo. Don't know if it's an actual Chocobo or not. I see some Chocobos from the Final Fantasy set. We find a land, which does suck for us, but hopefully Chimil can find something for us. Let's see what's on top with Omanpath Journey. Pinnacle Starcage. Hell yeah. Even though I think that just takes the Pixie, but that's fine. Hey, that's at least 5 damage that's not going to our face. So yeah, Momentum Breaker not doing much for you right now. Dark Confidant, you will start to lose life for that. I mean, I guess you can gain some life with Momentum Breaker. But yeah, we really don't play too many creatures. Could have maybe also found our demo field with the Omenpath Journey, because I do see he has this Restless Fortress right there that can drain us for 2 life each turn, and then it punches in for 1. So yeah, I think we are getting into the long game, which I think this deck struggles a little bit with. I mean, he's just in top deck mode, and he wants to bounce these things to either have us discard, but we're empty-handed anyway, or to make us sacrifice creatures, and we really don't play too many. So yeah, I think we'll be able to get him, and I think he's given us the salty rope. So okay, looks like he's still here. And again, we find just another land. That does really suck for us. Let's see what's on top. Another Omenpath Journey. Do we take it? How much life are we at? We're going to take 2 right there. I think we do take it, because we will be taking another 5 lands out of our deck, which will just help so much. So we're going to order these triggers like this. We're going to have Omenpath Journey go second. We're going to end the turn. Omenpath Journey goes second, so Chimil's going to go ahead and discover for us. We're going to play the Omenpath Journey, take another 5 lands out of our deck. So we'll take Demo Field for sure. We'll take a Fountain Port, the Restless Cottage, the Prairie, and I don't think they're playing any counter spells, so I don't think Cavern of Souls is too useful, so I guess we'll take another Lush Portico. Well, I did say the opponent was running out of gas a little bit. Dark Confidant, of course, they do get an extra draw with him as well. So hopefully we can find another board wipe pretty soon. And let's see what's on top. Ooh, the Endstone. That always keeps our life up at 10. And whenever we cast a spell, we draw a card. So can we afford that? He's dealing 2 damage. 4... actually, I don't think we can afford to keep this one. We do have another one in our deck, so yeah, we will get rid of it. That is unfortunate. Just because, yeah, it would keep our life total at 10, but at the same time, he would do 2 plus 3 is 5, and he has this Chocobo that might find a landfall trigger, so I don't think we can keep it. He's going to play the Bandit's Talent to drain us out. So yeah, we really need to find Ugin. We really need to find Ugin. I mean, I guess we have the Restless Prairie that can turn into a creature. Maybe he'll attack in. Maybe he won't realize it. This Momentum Breaker doesn't have Flash. Yes, okay. Thank you for attacking in. We have plenty of lands, so even if you have a kill spell, I won't mind too much. And hey, at least that's another card out of your hand. Okay, he might return the Dark Confidant. Mill a card. I think he milled a land for us, so thank you very much for that. Alright, yeah, he wants to keep the Dark Confidant alive. That's fine. Like I said, we have plenty of lands, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. Do lose 2 life for this. Yes! Let's absolutely go. Get this trash off the battlefield. And then we will draw a card. Gain 3 life. Another Ugin. Let's absolutely go.
Open your mind.
The demo field is really nice. And a Thrumming Hivepool. Oh, but yeah, we're discovering anyway. This will get rid of all artifacts. So we destroyed the Pinnacle Starcage. So we're just going to put this in our hand right now. So just so he can see it. Just be like, hey, you play a ton of creatures. We will destroy the Pinnacle Starcage and the Chimil, which I'm not sure I want to do, but we have an Ugin on the battlefield. I mean, Momentum Breaker, that can make us discard a card, but we have an Ugin on the battlefield, like I said, so he will probably spend some time attacking him down. And yeah. Don't know what this opponent can really do. Probably plays out the Dark Confidant just for some card draw. But maybe he actually left this time. He gave us the Salty Rope earlier. Didn't burn it all the way down. I'll just be back when he is back. So well, he is hovering over some stuff. And he does play Lightstall Inquisitor. The tax really doesn't matter. I'll go ahead and put him in the exile zone, right? Yeah, exile's a card, so they at least can't remove that one now. And yeah, you can remove Ultima from me, but I really don't care. And he's going after our life total. You absolutely love to see it. Authority of the Consuls is really nice. So now whenever you play a creature, we will be gaining life. With Ugin, we'll go ahead and draw a card. We have 11 mana to work with. And give me your trash little creatures again. You don't need them. Trust me, buddy, you don't need them. And yeah, now we have Demo Field available, so he can never activate his Restless Fortress. And we have 2 Omenpath Journeys coming down. Got the Fountain Port down, and we get to Surveil. Rest in Peace, definitely don't need that, since we already have one on the battlefield. And now Chimil, what are you going to find for us? A Get Lost. Yeah, sure, I'll put that in my hand. And yeah, the opponent sees it. So he knows if he plays this Dark Confidant, it's getting blown up. If he plays a little Pixie, it's getting blown up. Each player discards a card. All right, well, we'll get rid of that Momentum Breaker. He's going to sacrifice it to gain 4 life, but I don't care. Now you can't bounce it back to your hand. And yeah, your life total, I am not concerned about that one bit because I will slowly grind you out. Pause on that. Think about it for a second, what I just said. And we have an Ugin ult coming up. Warning. Warning. Ugin ultimate coming up. Thanks for the 1 life gain. And I said we were going to slowly grind him out, but it's not even that slow anymore. Ugin ult. Give me Sire of 7 deaths. I'll take another Sire. We'll take another Ugin. We'll take 2 Thrumming Hivepools. And that's it for right now. Ugin can come down for free. We'll get rid of your Dark Confidant. And then the Thrumming Hivepool comes down. We'll get rid of your Momentum Breaker. And then we'll play another Thrumming Hivepool. We'll get rid of your Tiny Bones. And then Patchwork Banner, we'll go ahead and name Slivers. So every turn, or each Thrumming Hivepool is creating 2/2 double striking hasty sliver tokens. And then we were going to play the Endstone, where our life total will just forever be at 10, basically, because this guy doesn't put too much pressure on us, at least in this late game when he's in top deck mode. And we even had another Ugin in exile, costing a whopping 8 mana. So I'm going to do it to him, guys. Keep your backhand strong. Bounce that back to your hand. This little insect was them. They thought they were the bounce deck, but nah, I bounced them out of here. Feels so good to beat the deck that you absolutely hate the most. So G to the G. All right, guys, opponent goes first, and unfortunately, I think this hand is a little bit too expensive. I do really want to get the Endstone out. Don't know. So we will take a mulligan. I mean, I don't want to take 2 mulligans, but, I mean, this is also a really expensive hand. Opponent on a Azorius Control type of build. Could be a mill deck. No, I think they're actually Artifact Toy. They might be the Simulacrum Synthesizer deck. No, Kiora. Draw 2, discard 2. So yeah, I do think they are on the Simulacrum Synthesizer. So while they are all tapped out. Oh, but we have no white mana. Okay, well, then we have to get down the Overlord. Next turn, I will play Rest in Peace because it does look like they want to do some stuff with their graveyard. We will have 5 mana next turn, so might have to exile the board if they do have 7 cards in graveyard, which they do. So Kiora will be creating that Octopus token. So yeah, unfortunately, well, not unfortunate. This is a pretty good board wipe. We'll name Eldrazi with that, and then we will go with a Beyond the Quiet. Exile the entire board, and then next turn we can get down a Rest in Peace. Big fat RIP for the opponent and their graveyard strategy. Just 1 white mana to work with, actually. And how much white mana do they need? Another Kiora. Alright, she has to attack, though, to create the Octopus token. And actually, Rest in Peace will shut Kiora off completely. So we haven't seen any counter spells. That doesn't mean that they aren't playing any. Oh, but he taps out again. And I mean, it would be really nice to get down Beyond the Quiet just to clear the board. We found an Ugin, which is amazing. But yeah, I think getting down Rest in Peace maybe a little bit more important than exiling the board. And yeah, you see the opponent just did not like that one bit. So yeah, Rest in Peace can definitely just hard carry you sometimes if that is what they rely on. So GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first. I'll risk this hand. The opponent is really aggressive. We are asking for some punishment, but it doesn't look like it. And I will keep an Omenpath Journey. Hopefully we can hit our 4th land drop. This one can maybe scry into a green source for us, because then we can impend the Overlord. That would be really nice. Opponent, I guess, drew the elf off the top? Question mark? It is a green source off the top, but it does come in tapped. I'm not going to say no to a 4th land, because then we can get Omenpath Journey down on turn 4. Soulstone Sanctuary is interesting. What looks like a mono green build. He is playing a Chocobo right there, so I would think landfall, but doesn't look like your typical landfall build. I nearly played the demo field. Definitely want to get down the mortuary, and then we don't need a fountain port. 4 lands will get us Omenpath Journey, and we will get lost one of their creatures this turn. If he animates the Soulstone Sanctuary, that would be pretty awesome, but don't think he will. He chooses Beast. He's going Beast mode. That's fine. So it looks like an elf deck. I didn't even notice that this guy was an elf. When this creature enters, create an elf token. I guess this is for Craterhoof Behemoth. I'm pretty sure that is a beast, so that can get kind of scary. He needs 8 mana for that. None of these can produce mana right now, so 4 plus this one is 5. So Beyond the Quiet, exiling his entire board will be quite nice. We will be taking quite a bit of damage next turn, but at least we'll be up to 5 mana. Ooh, other elves get +1. Yikes. Well, at least we're not dead yet. Alright, we'll take Commercial District. We will take the Hedge Maze, the Lush Portico, the Restless Cottage, and the Temple of Plenty. So, plenty of scry action, or surveil action, I should say. We don't. Do we take a land? We have 5 right now, and we know we're going with Beyond the Quiet, and then this one at our end step next turn will give us land number 6, which is enough for the Thrumming Hivepool, so I don't think we need a land, even though that would guarantee Ugin, but yeah, Beyond the Quiet, that's for sure what we're going with. 5, 10, we're taking 12 damage. Yikes, if he has another elf that... He's just going to pump that one up. Oh, and he finds the Craterhoof on top. Does he keep it? I think he does, yeah. So he has 3 mana to work with. How much mana did this one cost? 3 mana. Okay, I don't think there's any 2 mana elves. Yikes, so we're down to 4. But can he just get us with the Soulstone Sanctuary? I think he might be able to. No, that's just a 3/3. Alright, this is getting really close. I was hoping that would be a surveil land so we could try and get a land on top. So he needs a land. He absolutely needs a land. He doesn't find it. We do find it. Well, we get the Hedge Mage for sure. Get to scry. See what's on top. Pinnacle Starcage. I mean, that does get rid of a lot of his cheaper creatures. I think we do keep it. And now the question is, Thrumming Hivepool? I think we do get that one down, because I don't think he has any hasty threats. But, I mean, if he does find a land... Oh, no, okay, yeah. He can activate the Soulstone Sanctuary. Hopefully he doesn't find a elf that pumps up the entire board. Because if he does, then I should have played the Overlord, because this is an elf now. Okay, he's not. So he is missing land drops. Goes with the Fierce Empath. Soulstone Sanctuary. We get to create our Sliver tokens. I mean, do we go with Ugin, gain 3 life, and exile that one? I think we do, yeah. So here comes Ugin. Exile your Fierce Empath.
I grant you.
And then we definitely will gain 3 life. Find a land, which is really nice. We can name Horror. That's fine. And then I'm just going to hold these guys back to block. I don't think he has any hasty creatures. Chimil is an amazing pickup. And yeah, I think we got him. We were down to 1 HP. 1 HP in a dream. Opponent's still at 20, but they are a pretty aggressive deck, and we try and get into the long game. So I think we'll be good. Yeah, opponent just gives it up. There's too much value for him. So GG, another game where, yeah, honestly, Omanpath Journey helping us find some lands was really nice. Yeah, GG. All right, guys, we go first. I will keep this hand because we can get the Overlord impending on turn 3. I will keep a 4th land drop. Won't say no to that. Opponent's not super aggressive. I will keep a Get Lost in case they're playing any enchantments. They're Selesnya. Okay, so a rabbit deck. What do we do then? It's equal to the number of creatures you control. I think for 1 turn we can afford to get down the Overlord because we will be up to 5 mana. If we can work our way up to Ugin, that will be quite nice. Create 3 rabbit tokens. So I made the wrong choice. I should have gotten rid of the... okay, never mind. I take it back. Beyond the Quiet is going to be really nice. I'm just going to get rid of this one right now. I actually should have maybe waited for the opponent's turn for him to attack us. Hope we can keep finding land drops. Patchwork Banner, pretty nice. He's going to name rabbits, I guess. So, yeah, I guess we're taking this 6 damage right now. 7 damage. If he finds not a land off top, which he does. We'll go ahead and remove this creature right now. Even though I don't know why I did that, because, well, I don't have to go for Beyond the Quiet this turn. Don't think he's doing anything with his graveyard. What can this one do? Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and destroy that one right away. We'll also shuffle his library so he actually doesn't get the Paw Patch Recruit on top. It doesn't really matter which land we get. 2, 4, we're up to 5. Yikes. I hope he plays a land and then plays a ton of creatures. Because, yeah, that one can also add mana. Oh my gosh, he is actually just pumping those creatures up. That's pretty crazy. Please play some more creatures. Yes, he does. Okay. Taking 7 damage, though. We're down to 4. Did find a land, which is nice. Please surveil us a land on top. No, but I will keep a Day of Judgment. All right. And now our Overlord is online, so we can at least attack with him to guarantee get our land drop. But we might also need, well, yeah, we will actually attack with the Overlord and then just wipe the board with Day of Judgment. He scries, he keeps it on top. So, yeah, here is our 7th land. And goodbye to the board, and I think we will be able to, boop, flip the tables on them. Because there's no way they can deal with an Ugin. Could, of course, have a Sheltered by Ghosts. Create a rabbit token. Do not care about that, because that guy is going bye-bye. And we definitely will gain some life. Get Lost is pretty nice.
My plan bears fruit.
Oof. Gets a +1. No, he's creating the rabbit token. Gets to scry. All right, we will be able to remove, I think, all of his creatures. No, not quite all of them. Omenpath Journey is nice. I still think we'll do it like this. Yeah, we'll add 3 mana with Ugin, even though we are down to just 1 life right now. We will exile this guy. And then we have a Get Lost at instant speed. Oh, an opponent gave it up. He could have had a Sheltered by Ghosts, though. That did get really close. I wonder if I should have maybe gained life with Ugin. But then we wouldn't have mana for Get Lost available, so I think I did it the right way. Anyways, GG. All right, guys. Opponent goes first. I will keep this hand. Got some Surveil action on turn 1. Doesn't look like the opponent is super aggressive. But at the same time, I will keep a Beyond the Quiet. No need to throw that away right now. Ooh, I was going to say, are they the Simulacrum Synthesizer deck? But we haven't seen any blue yet, so I don't think so. And then we will get down a Ghost Vacuum, and then we can get down the Overlord. into the Overlord, into the Thrumming Hivepool. Ultimate looks like it'll be quite nice as well, because it does look like they're an artifact deck, so we need to be careful when we play Ultima and when we play the Thrumming Hivepool. But yeah, for right now, we'll just impend the Overlord. Pinnacle Starcage will also remove their artifacts, so this guy might be playing Ugin himself as well. That is a possibility. Surveil land is really nice. See what's on top. Iron Crag. I guess we'll keep it, just in case he is playing Ugin. But yeah, we'll get down Overlord, and then next turn we can get down the Thrumming Hivepool. Since we are up to 6 mana, 2, 4, 6, right on the dot. Opponent only up to 4 mana. Find a land drop for turn. We see the Formy Vault, so I am pretty sure he's playing Ugin. So I think our Thrumming Hivepool will be able to put in a huge chunk of work for us. This guy could also be playing Ultima himself, but he would be removing all of his artifacts. Our Overlords tick down. And yeah, now I'm not sure. I want to play Ultima just because we would get rid of our own Thrumming Hivepool. Opponent up to 6 mana. Do they have their own Thrumming Hivepool? That would be pretty funny. No, he just looks to draw with the Maze Mind Tome. Does gain 4 life for that. He has 4 mana to work with. It's the Hedron Archive. So this guy playing Ugin deck, 1,000,000% confirmed. I mean, yeah, I guess we'll play the Iron Crag. I don't know how many colored things he'll have, so yeah, we'll just work on the beatdown plan. Our Overlords tick down, which is nice. One of them is actually active. Opponent does have 7 mana. 7 mana on the board, plus the 2 from the Hedron Archive. He could be playing with the Extinguisher Battleship. Deal 4 damage to everything. It's just an outrageous robbery for 7, so maybe not an Ugin deck. He maybe took an Ugin from us, which would be pretty funny. But, I mean... Oh, I was going to say, if we draw the Patchwork Banner, that would be so insanely goated, and we do. So here comes the Sliver Onslaught. I think we even have enough mana to activate this guy as well. So if we don't have the opponent right now, next turn, I'm not sure what they can do. So, yeah, GG. Yeah, with 4 damage extra, so we didn't even have to activate the Restless Cottage, so GG. Alright guys, opponent goes first. Oh, this is a little bit of a risky hand, but I'm all about that risk. So we need to work our way up to Ultima. Pinnacle Starcage, also really nice, so I guess we will Surveil. We need to look for some lands. Really need to find some lands game. That we really need to find. The Sky Serpent Seeker with a cracked land. So we'll get the Authority down. Opponent goes to crack his land. We'll also get down the Ghost Vacuum. Don't think they're trying to do too much with their graveyard, but you never know. And then next turn, Pinnacle Starcage is really nice, even though that will get rid of our own Ghost Vacuum. But kind of hoping he plays out some more cheap creatures. Also hoping we find a land drop, because then on turn 4 we could go with Omenpath. Oh, I can't even go for Pinnacle Starcage because we need double white, so we will at least have Get Lost available. We see the Escape Tunnel, so I do have a feeling this guy is playing a landfall deck. See another Elf. Gain some life for that, which is nice. Pass the turn. Attacks with those 2. And he cracks the Escape Tunnel. It's a big crack right there. For blue, so this guy might be playing some counter spells, but I mean, we're only down to 19. Find a Surveil land, and that will add white mana as well, so really, really nice. I mean, let's think about our next turns. Next turn, we're playing Omanpath Journey for sure. That will find us a bunch of lands. I think we can do better. But at the same time, yeah, I think we can do better than Omanpath Journey. I don't think we need 2 of them in our hand. And let's see what the opponent plays. The Genomorph Imago. Landfall. Whenever a land enters, target creature has base power and toughness of a 3/3. So opponent has, if he cracks that land, he'll have 2 lands plus the 2 elves. So 4 mana to work with. And I'm actually wondering if we need to pull the trigger on Pinnacle Starcage. That might be what we have to do. Taking 6-7 damage right now. I really hope he plays out another cheap creature. But if not, I mean, Pinnacle Starcage still going to get an insane amount of value. Elusive Otter. Distribute 1 counter. So 6. We're taking 8 damage. I think we can afford that. 8 damage. We can afford that. Alright, and then he is all tapped out, so with Ghost Vacuum, we will take... why can we not take this? Oh, it's an adventure card. Well, we will take the Fabled Passage from him. Find a land drop, which is nice. But yeah, we'll just pull the trigger on Pinnacle Starcage, get rid of all of his creatures. And opponent just scoops it up, so GG. Alright guys, opponent goes first. I think they took a mulligan. Oh, I wonder if they are like a mono-black aggressive deck. I will keep this though, because we can get an Overlord down, and then we will have Beyond the Quiet available. We have Chimil. That one is just a 0/3, so that's fine. Get Lost. I'm going to say no to it. Might be a little bit risky, but yeah, we will get Overlord down on turn 3. Opponent is shocking in a ton of lands, and they are the Legion Extruder deck. That is pretty annoying. Get Lost can't hit artifacts, though, so yeah, I don't think we need that one. Gets to ping us for 2. The Thrumming Hivepool is pretty nice. Do we keep another land? I don't think so. I think we have plenty of lands. So yeah, Overlord next turn. And then we will have 5 mana. It will come in tap, though. They choose not to shock that one in. Do they have the Umbral Caller Zealot, I think his name is? No, opponent does nothing, so that you love to see. Get Lost available, but we're just going with Overlord. I wonder if these are just some kill spells, which would be pretty nice. He does get to sacrifice that one, and now he does get to create the 3/3 token, but Get Lost can deal with that one. But, I mean, yeah, he can just spend 2 mana to sacrifice that one, and again, just create a 3/3. That's a kind of annoying combo, but it's fine. Patchwork Banner, also a really good pickup. I think we will go with that for sure. And we will name Sliver. And we do have Get Lost available. Could even get our Thrumming Hivepool down next turn, and then we will create those Sliver tokens. Something to consider. He is going to exile that one. That's really... sure. I thought he had to target a creature to sacrifice. The Surveil 1. That's fine. Puts a land into the graveyard. And when he goes to attack steps, we will remove Grim Bauble. Yeah, so I think he's just holding on to a bunch of kill spells. I mean, do I want to give him 2 artifacts, though? I don't think so, because he can sacrifice another artifact. This gives him 2 map tokens, so I actually am just going to take 6 damage right now. So we're down to 9, which is quite a bit. Do find a land drop, so we can get down... Oh, we can actually get down Chimil right now. Might be a little bit risky, though, because if we don't find a board wipe... Okay, well, we have 7 lands now, so we definitely don't need Cavern of Souls. I think... but you can just sacrifice that one. Man, this is so annoying. This Legion Extruder, absolutely despise that card. I still think we get rid of Beyond the Quiet, but then we take 3 damage. You know what? I'm going to risk it. I will get down Chimil. I will get down Chimil. Because if we go with Beyond the Quiet, he'll just exile the Grim Bauble to make a 3/3. And we got a Beyond the Quiet anyway, so nice. So get to exile all creatures. And then he is going to just pay 2 to, make another 3/3. Next turn, our Overlord is online, so I might honestly go with another Beyond the Quiet. And yeah, opponent does nothing. I really think they're sitting on a bunch of kill spells, so I don't think getting the Sire of 7 Deaths is the play right now. Sacred Foundry. Gonna get that one down. We are up to 7 mana, so then we will have Get Lost available. That is super annoying. Is that an enchantment, though? That's an artifact. Yai. Ugin is a amazing pickup, though. That is Ward 2. But we can get rid of the Legion Extruder, so... I think we do it, because that card is just nothing but a headache right now. And then we can gain 3 life, draw a card. Oh, and we found the Endstone. Let's go. And now we have a blocker. Could, of course, have a Saw Blades to get rid of it. But yeah, the Endstone, that's going to keep our life total at 10 each turn. Oh. And yeah, opponent gives it up. Man, guys, I don't know how good the Endstone is in this deck. Because when we make it to this point in the game where we kind of flip the tables on the opponent, where we just slowly grind them out. Pause on me saying that. But yeah, the Endstone, it's, I think, the least of the opponent's worries at that point. Because, yeah, Ugin, Eye of Storm's just such a good planeswalker. But yeah, that Legion Extruder is such a good card. Anyways, GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first, but 3 lands. We got a Rest in Peace, the Iron Crag for some ramp, and we have Ugin, MVP of the deck. Most people just scoop whenever you get an Ugin on the battlefield. Shocks in a Godless Shrine for a Cecil. So I think Pinnacle Starcage is what it's going to have to be. Overlord, I will keep him. And then, yeah, I would want to get down the Commercial District, but we actually need to get down the Restless Prairie. Just so we have Pinnacle Starcage on turn 3. So I hope he plays out a few more teeny weeny creatures. Unfortunately, that's not it. Can we actually risk it? I don't think so. So we will get down the Pinnacle Starcage. And then next turn, maybe get down the Iron Crag and a Rest in Peace, even though I don't think he's really doing anything with his graveyard. At least it doesn't look like it. And he's just going to pay 2 life to draw a card. That's pretty nice. Ooh, Omanpath Journey. Unfortunately, we don't have 4 untapped lands. So yeah, we will go with Commercial District. I will take a Plains. And then we can get down the Iron Crag. And we can get down a Rest in Peace. Again, like I said, I don't think he's doing anything with his graveyard. But still, we have the mana to play it. So we might as well play it. And he is just going to draw a card again. So pretty good card draw engine for him. We're up to 5. This land will be number 6, and Omenpath Journey will be able to find us number 7. So he might be trying to do the infinite life drain, life gain combo. Sheltered by Ghosts, man, what a draw for him. If we could find a... If we could find a board wipe, that would be really nice. We're taking 3 damage in the air. I think we just guarantee that we can get Ugin down next turn, even though we will not be able to exile that creature because it does have Ward 2 now. So, we take, I guess, all of these lands. All of the ones that help us just curate the top of our deck. Get Lost. Oof, I really think we can do better than that. Well, no, because, okay, we keep Get Lost for sure, because we can pay the Ward 2 on that one. We get back the Starcage. We do lose the Iron Crag, but at least we will clear the entire board. We're taking 7 damage, though, so that's half of our life total right there, and then we actually get drained. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. He's actually not attacking with the bat. That is actually really nice. I still think we get to exile Cecil with the Pinnacle Starcage. So, sheltered by ghosts, that is fine. He does take the Omenpath Journey, so that does suck for us, but I think we're actually getting it back. So, goodbye to your little bat. I will happily pay the Ward 2, and you are down 2 sheltered by ghosts. Hopefully, you don't have too many more. Gonna draw a card, so you're down to 6. I don't know how much longer you can afford to do that. And yeah, here comes the Pinnacle Starcage. We actually get back our Omenpath Journey. So yeah, we did lose quite a few of the Surveil lands, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we still have a few actually. So and I mean, yeah, we have 7 mana to work with. We can actually, yeah, we'll impend the Overlord. Might as well get him down right now. And then, yeah, here comes the Omenpath Journey. So, yeah, our Omenpath Journey just pulled 10 lands out of our library, and we're up to 8, so that's pretty nice. And, guys, I want to find the Endstone for you so much, but it just seems like it's the Ugin show. So, get rid of that creature, and I'm pretty sure opponent just scoops it up. GG. All right, hey there, neighbor, and welcome to the post-game wrap. Today, we looked at a Selesnya Control deck. As funny as that sounds to say sometimes, I know most people maybe think of enchantments or, you know, the rabbit package is pretty aggressive in Selesnya colors. But yeah, our whole game plan is to kind of ramp our way up to Ugin, and it's not with the traditional ramp cards. We do use Overlord to produce the Everywhere Land token, which is really nice. And I absolutely love Omenpath Journey, one of my favorite cards in Standard right now, and I know a lot of people don't think it's that good because it's 4 mana, it comes down, and it just pulls 5 lands out of your deck, so it doesn't really do much the turn it comes down. Of course, at your end step, you do get to put one of those lands that you pulled out, you put them all underneath Omenpath Journey, and at your end step, you put one of them at random onto the battlefield. So that is why we play so many of these Surveil lands of just different colors. Most of them do provide green for us because that is what we need. Provide white as well, because we do have a few white spells as well. But yeah, the Surveil mechanic is really nice because at our end step, when we put one of those lands on, we get to Surveil, so you can kind of curate what the next draw will be for you, which is a really good effect. So I absolutely love Omenpath Journey. Of course, if you are under quite a bit of pressure, you might need to wipe the board with Day of Judgment, Pinnacle Starcage, or Beyond the Quiet, maybe even an Ultima. But if you're not under a ton of pressure, Omenpath Journey, I think, does go really hard. It's just a 2 of in our deck because you really don't need that many of them. But I think in a few games, I think one game the opponent took it with a Sheltered by Ghosts, which is unfortunate because then we did lose all the lands underneath, but then we actually got it back. We, I think, exiled the creature with Pinnacle Starcage, so we got our Omenpath Journey back, and then again, it could pull 5 lands out of our deck right there. So one Omenpath Journey for us found 10 lands to pull out of our deck, so that also just makes the cards that you actually do find that much more impactful is the wrong word, but the chance that you draw a card that you actually need instead of a land has gone up significantly, because yeah, we just took nearly half the lands out of our deck, and I think in another game we were able to get 2 Omenpath Journeys down, which may be a little bit overkill, but yeah, I absolutely love this card. And I honestly wanted to play the Endstone for you guys today for 7 mana. Basically your life total always stays at 10, but we were just never really able to find it. I think in one game I could have maybe played it. It was against the Pixie Bounce deck, which we beat that deck, and it felt so satisfying to do that. And yeah, I think I could have maybe played the Endstone. I chose not to, though, because I was a little bit worried that we might die. So yeah, I will make sure that in one of the bonus games, I will just force myself to play until we get a game with the Endstone. So stay tuned for the bonus games. I will make sure that we get a game with the Endstone for you guys. I think maybe another time you can, of course, get the Endstone if you're able to ultimate Ugin. But I mean, if you ultimate Ugin, at that point, the game's basically over because you can just find 2 Sire of 7 deaths, 2 of your Thrumming Hivepools, and you can find your Chimil if you haven't found him already, and you can find your Patchwork Banner. Patchwork Banner, you name Sliver, and then the Thrumming Hivepool with Ugin Ultimate, you find both of them, of course. So then every turn, since you have 2 Thrumming Hivepools, you're basically creating 4 Sliver tokens that are 2/2s because they're pumped up by the Patchwork Banner. They have haste and they have double strike. So that is just another way to absolutely close out a game as well. So honestly, I think if you wanted to make this deck better, you probably don't need the Endstone, which is sad because I do want to try it. I'll maybe look for another deck where it can kind of be the key piece because I kind of wanted it to be the key piece today. But I think if you wanted to make this deck better, honestly, maybe go up a copy of Ugin because he's just such a good planeswalker. Maybe another copy of the Thrumming Hivepool, and yeah, I guess you can play around a little bit. I mean, the world's your oyster. Well, it is just 2 copies. If you cut this, then yeah, maybe go up a copy of the Thrumming Hivepool and a copy of Ugin. Just make them each 3 ofs. Or Ugin 4 of, Thrumming Hivepool 3 of. But yeah, you guys could play around with it. Yeah, Authority of the Consuls, just to slow the opponents down a little bit. Rest in Peace, I think we saw in a few games. It can honestly just shut down some strategies. And the second Rest in Peace hits the graveyard, the battlefield, opponents will just scoop it up sometimes. So that's really nice. And then, yeah, our removal package of Get Lost can target planeswalkers and enchantments, which is really nice. Pinnacle Starcage, just, exile anything, not anything, but all creatures and artifacts, I believe, yeah, that are mana value 2 or less. That is really nice. Day of Judgment, just wipe the board. Beyond the Quiet, exile the entire board. And Ultima, more or less exile the entire board as well, and artifacts as well. So if the opponent is on the Simulacrum Synthesizer deck, this is a really nice card to have. Then honestly, it might be a little bit better than Beyond the Quiet because I think it just ends the turn right away. So I think death triggers don't trigger, which is what is nice about exile. So honestly, maybe you could just go 3 copies of Ultima. And then, yeah, finally Chimil, the Inner Sun. I absolutely love this card. I think we saw in one game for sure, it was the Pixie Bounce game where I'm convinced it won us the game. Just being able to discover 5 on our end step every single turn, was able to find a few board wipes for us. I think it maybe found an Omenpath Journey. It did for sure. That was the other game where we found our second Omenpath Journey, I'm pretty sure. And then it is a little bit unfortunate because it is at our end step. Omenpath Journey comes down, you get to take 5 lands out of your graveyard, and since your end step has already happened, you don't get to put a land this turn that the Omenpath Journey came in, but still, it is pretty nice to find Omenpath Journey with Chimil, if you don't need a board wipe, of course. And yeah, I think it just found us a few other things as well. I think maybe a Get Lost that we decided to keep in our hand as well, because that's also the nice thing about Chimil, to discover 5. You don't have to play that card. If you want to put it in your hand, you can put it in your hand. So I really like this deck. I played a fully colorless deck a few weeks ago now at this point. If I remember, I'll put it, I'll link it in like the top corner here. You guys can check that one out. It was a lot of fun. It was to play the Sliver Hot Tub, and someone asked me in the comments of that video, they said, how does this deck do against kind of aggro? And yeah, against aggro, you do struggle quite a bit because in the fully colorless deck, you don't have all these board wipes like Beyond the Quiet, which is 5 mana, so aggro decks still can get underneath you, but Day of Judgment for 4 mana, hopefully you're still alive by turn 4, and Pinnacle Starcage, I mean, if they are really aggressive, they probably have quite a few really cheap creatures, 1, 2 mana, for instance. So Pinnacle Starcage, as well as Get Lost for 2 mana, you can get rid of a creature that is causing you quite a bit of problems as well. So I think this version is probably a better upgrade to the fully colorless deck that I made a while ago. I think this one does do a little bit better, and I think we saw in quite a few games when Ugin hits the battlefield, it's kind of over. Opponents don't really like to deal with it because especially at that point, we have probably cleared the board, so they don't have too many threats on the battlefield. So yeah, I guess one matchup we do struggle quite a bit with would probably be the Mill matchup. Mill can deal quite a bit of damage to our deck just because our deck is very slow, I will say that. I mean, it's usually if you impend the Overlord for 3 mana, which is what you want to do to get the Everywhere Land token to help you ramp a little bit, then, I mean, it still is only 4 turns later that he turns into a creature. If you do get the Thrumming Hivepool down on turn 6, that still is a turn 6 play. Maybe you can get him out on turn 5. But yeah, our game plan is really to try and make it kind of towards the late stage of the game where Ugin can then just flip the battlefield on its head with some of these colorless cards as well. And unfortunately, the Endstone wasn't able to really put in any work for us, so that is a little bit unfortunate. But like I said, stay tuned for the bonus games, because I will just play until I get at least one game with the Endstone. But I think if you guys wanted to make this deck even better, it's probably cut 2 copies of this one. And yeah, you have 2 copies to go up with whatever you want. If you guys want to go 2 copies of Pinnacle Starcage, could probably do that. If you want to go up another 2 copies of Day of Judgment, you could probably do that as well. Like I said, the world is your oyster, but I think this is actually a really, really good deck. I don't know what my win percentage is, but I definitely won the majority of my games as well. It felt like a really, really strong deck as well. So if you do have the wild cards, definitely craft it. A lot of fun. I love Omanpath Journey. I love Ugin Eye of Storms. The Sliver Hot Tub, also a really, really nice card as well. Rest in Peace. I low-key really, really like this card. I wish I could add it into more decks just to shut down all the graveyard shenanigans out there. So if you're tired of that, this is a really good card for that as well. And then, yeah, you won't get run over by a ton of creatures because we have enough board wipes as well. So, yeah, pretty competitive deck. Of course, not the most competitive deck, but still a really, really solid deck and a really fun deck as well, which I think is pretty important as well. But yeah, I've been rambling long enough. If you guys did make it this far into the video, please consider subscribing. Helps me out a lot. Leave a thumbs up and any comments down below of any decks you would like to see me play. And I'm just going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out. Bonus game.
I grant you a boon. I will put an end to this conflict. Insight is vital to success. energy for your efforts. Preparation yields success. I know many arcane rituals. One step in the stratagem. Heed my counsel. The wise heed my advice. belong. There is clarity. The wise heed my advice. Mine is the insight is vital to success. My resources